In this recording, we're going to look at getting you started, getting your qualification onto Moodle, making sure everything's correct and that you can use it. The first thing you'll want to do is to make sure you've got the block on the side here for the Bedford grade tracker. If you haven't got it there already, we need to go into Edit, turn it on, and then we will go down to add a block, click on the triangle there, and we are looking for grade tracker version 7, so just click on that and that will all give you the actual block for the grade tracker. Because it's quite low down on my screen here, I'm going to drag it a bit higher so that I can see it more easily. I'm just going to move it up gradually so I don't lose track of where it is. And there we have it at the top here. So this is the grade tracker block. So when we talk about going to access things in the block, that's what we mean. And it gives you an admin section that you may need to go and use. It allows you eventually to view your students' results. But the thing we see at the bottom here, it says qualifications on the course 0. That means that we haven't set up yet to actually add the qualification that we want to have onto this Moodle course. Until we do that, it won't add our students to the qualification and we won't be able to see it. Now that we've got the grade tracker block set up for us, the first thing we want to do is to go in, find the qualification that we're going to run on the course that's been created for us by the team over the summer, but we want to make a copy of this ourselves so that we have an original qualification for the particular year, cohort, etc. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is go into this admin block. You won't need to come in here very often, it's just once or twice at the very beginning to get your courses set up and everything correct. So I'm going to click on this. Don't worry about looking at all the other parts on here. There's a lot here that you don't want to know to do. But what you'll need to do is to go in for qualifications and then copy a qualification that's in the system. So I'm going to click on that. In my case, I've got lots of test courses set up because I don't want to get in the way of you guys. So I'm going to go for test. And I've got BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma in IT, and in my case I've just put the test bit on it. So I'm going to select that and create copy of qualification. Okay, so that's copied that qualification for me. Back to my course. And now I can go into admin again. And I want to edit this qualification to give it a sensible name now to show that it's mine. So I'm going to click on edit a qualification in the system. And again, I know I've got the word test in it, so I shall search by test. Okay, and you see now I've got BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma in IT, and it says test count and it says copy. So this is the one I've just copied. So what I want to do is select that and give it a sensible name. So I've selected the copy. I'm going to edit that. And what I'm going to do is change its name here. I'm going to keep the subject IT so that we know which BTEC it is. But I'm going to put the year of the cohort's intake. And I'm going to put the actual site that that student is on. So it's got the topic, which is IT, then it's year of intake, and then the actual name of the site that the student is on. And I'm going to save that. Okay, so I've got my own version of the qualification ready for me to start using. So I'm going to click, go back to my main course page. Okay. So I've created that. Now I need to actually add the qualification to this Moodle course so that my students can get added to it and we can start grading. So I'm going to click on qualifications on course. It says 0 at the minute and I want to put my one on. And I know it's year 2015, so maybe I'll search on that. There won't be many at the minute. You'll probably want to tie that down a bit more when you come to search. Okay, and there it is, BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma IT 2015 Maidstone. So I know that's the one that I want to look at. Select it and add to the course. Okay, there we are. So we've added this qualification to our Moodle course. We can add the same qualification to several different Moodle courses, or we can add more than one qualification to each Moodle course, depending on what the student's doing. But the important thing we need to remember here is that once we've got students on a Moodle course and there's a qualification attached to it, those students will be automatically enrolled onto this. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to go into stage 2, edit students' qualifications, to make sure my students are enrolled on it. So I'm going to click that button. And here we have got a list of my students, and the box is ticked to say that it's on this BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma. If you scroll down, it's also got the staff who can actually use this qualification as well, and it's got that ticked. If for any reason these aren't ticked, you just use the arrow above here, and you can click the arrow, and that unticks the students. Click the arrow, put the students back on, and if one particular student on this course wasn't enrolled on the extended diploma, we didn't want to do that, maybe they were doing a certificate or something, we can individually untick that student. But normally you'll be in a position, I expect, where whatever students are on the Moodle course are likely to be enrolled on this. Okay, so that's got that happening. If you made any changes, click the save button. Okay, we shall go back. Now back to our course page with the qualification, and the last bit is stage 3, edit the students' units. You may have a lot more units than the students individually are going to cover. You may be offering them lots of different choices. So if you click on stage 3, edit students' units, here we go. So it tells you the qualification they're on, and it's got the students, and by default it has decided that each student will be enrolled on all of those different units. And you've got the unit name along the top, you've got the names of the students, so you've got a choice here. You can, if it's correct that they're on all those different units, that's fine. If there's any differences where students aren't, you can untick individual students. You can untick a whole row and say no students are going to be doing that. You can set up one student that is correct, and then use the little icon here to say copy this student to all the other students on the grid, and that sets them all up correctly, so that we can actually work our way through this. So you've got lots of different ways of doing this, and depending on how flexible your course is with what student units are doing, then you can play around with these and change them. But by default, they'll all be enrolled on all these different units. Okay. Already when I'm looking at this, I can see that I've probably got a bit of an issue, because I've got 180 credit qualification, and it says total possible unit credits from what I've got in here is 160. So now I need to have a little think about, maybe I've got some units that are missing. So that's the next little step we need to look at.